Legend Mick Foley, and you are watching C-RadTV here, right here on YouTube. Have a nice day.
This is Cody Diener, and you are watching C-RadTV on YouTube. And just like Cody Diener, C-RadTV lives by two simple words. Just give her, yeah.
How's it going, guys? It's Rad C at a WWE Monday Night Raw review from February 25th. 41 days until WrestleMania. Let's just jump right into it. So we start off Raw with boring fuckfaces music hits and Roman Reigns comes out. Yes, Roman is back after 4 months. Roman is here to give an update on his leukemia status, on how Roman is doing in this battle. So boring fuckface comes out, same boring entrance as before. You would think that in the 4 months Roman Reigns has been gone, that WWE would come up with a better entrance for him. But nah, that would require too many brain cells. So boring fuckface, he goes on. He actually gets high fives. He gives high fives to the fans in the crowd. The crowd actually was cheering for Roman for once. Well, Roman just got back after dealing with a form of cancer. So you know what? This pop is understandable. All I have to say to Vince is, well, I really hope you enjoy that Roman pop you got. Because I guarantee you, when Roman comes back on a weekly basis, it's going to turn back into a shitload of boos like it was 4 months ago. Well, in this pop, there was a couple boos in there, but it was mainly cheers, and WWE once again muting the boos. So Roman Reigns, after he does a whole lap of high-fiving everybody, it takes almost 5 minutes for him to get in the ring. Roman gets in the ring. Roman Reigns. I don't care if Roman had leukemia or not. I will still forever do the Roman voice. Because the memes need to live forever, damn it. So Roman gets in the ring. By the way, Roman, before I continue on, congrats on pretty much beating leukemia. Spoiler alert. Roman Reigns. Thank you. Roman Reigns. I miss y'all. Well, you'll say that now, but in a couple weeks when it turns to booze, you won't be missing us then. Roman Reigns. There are no other job or fan base like this. There is another other job like WWE. It's called AEW. And I think there are a lot more crazier sports fans than wrestling fans. Mainly the soccer fans. Roman Reigns. This is our yard now. Oh, brilliant marketing strategy, Vince. Brilliant. You took Roman saying, this is my yard, and you changed it to, this is our yard. Good job, Vince. Good fucking job. You figured the problem out, Vince. You figured it out. You figured that by changing it to our, that might get Roman over with the crowd. Continuing on, Roman Reigns. I was scared, terrified, and insecure about myself. Roman Reigns. I didn't know how he'd react to me getting leukemia. Well, you know, Roman, everyone reacts differently to it. It just depends on if you have feelings or if you're just a plain asshole. It all depends. At least I showed feelings for you. Roman Reigns. If there was a way to get to me, whether it be for Facebook, social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, etc., all those social media gizmos, you got it to me. Roman Reigns. Everybody was at my aid. Roman Reigns. God's voicemail box's proof was full. Well, no shit. Like, God's got to deal with a whole lot of shit up there in the sky. So many goddamn prayers. I bet you that voicemail box is full on a daily. Roman Reigns. I could do anything with that strength and love you gave me. Don't give him any bright ideas, folks. Don't give him any bright ideas. Roman Reigns. That strength gave me new purpose. Oh boy, what's the new purpose? Not making your wrestling look as fake as possible? You're gonna try and not be fucking Super Cena for a change? Roman Reigns. I'm gonna use this platform to support those in need. Okay, I'll give kudos to Roman there. Because I think we need to put more attention now on leukemia and whatnot, and cancer. Honestly, I think if we were going to put more attention on it, it should be, like, very much in October. Or all the cancer months. Maybe we should give leukemia their own month. That's just an idea. Roman Reigns, should we get the update? What do you fucking think, smartass? Of course we should get the update. It's the one reason why everybody tuned in was to hear how you're doing in your leukemia battle. Roman Reigns, we did better than swing for the fences. We hit a home run. Roman Reigns, I'm in remission now. So if anyone doesn't know, Roman Reigns has officially defeated leukemia, and he's now in the recovery stage. That's what remission is. It's when you beat an illness or cancer and then you go into recovery. So Roman's now in recovery, which means he'll be back in the ring in probably a few weeks. Roman Reigns, the big dog is back! Sadly, Vince cannot change that saying. The big dog. But of course, Vince changed it to this is our yard now, because that's totally what 5-year-old kids on the schoolyard say now. This is my yard now. My yard, our yard now. Our yard, our yard, our yard, our yard. Roman Reigns, thank you so much. And then Roman leaves the ring and then walks out. Roman goes, takes a couple selfies with a few fans. Normally, I would shit on Roman for trying to cloak himself with the fans. But since this is his first night back from leukemia, I'll give him a free pass for now. For now. So you just want me to be nice to Roman for a change? Here you go, I'm being nice to him. Ask and you shall receive. Enjoy it for at least 1 week. So while Roman's taking selfies with the fans, Seth Rollins' music hits, and then Seth Rollins comes out. Seth goes and then poses with Roman on the stage. Because Seth is a good friend of Roman with the Shield. So this is a big moment for him. Sadly in all this, there is no Dean Ambrose. Don't worry, we'll see Dean Ambrose in a little bit. So continuing on, next up we get a tag team match. We get the team of Aleister Black and Ricochet against the Raw Tag Team Champions Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, the Revival. Highlights of the match, Aleister's leg sweep was pretty good along with a sliding knee. Scott's DDT was very well done along with Ricochet's moonsault off the apron into Dash Wilder, which led to the match ending. Aleister hits the Black Mass on Scott Dawson. Aleister gets the 3 count for the win. So Aleister and Ricochet are stand tall once again in a half-decent debut. Last week was pretty good for him. This week, not as much. I think maybe WWE's just trying to give him a little rest in this week. But also, once again, that's now the second week in a row the Raw Tag Team Champions have lost. Last week I gave it a free pass since it was technically a champion versus champion match. This week does not get a free pass. You should not have your champions losing on the road to WrestleMania, no matter what. You gotta make that title feel fucking prestigious. But I've already ranted about that enough to where I'm just being a dead horse. But yeah, continuing on, next up we get Elias in the ring. Before Elias could say one word, Lacey Evans' music hits. Lacey Evans comes out to the ring, walks all the way to the end of the ramp, and then walks right back up, while giving Elias a smirk. So after Lacey leaves, and before Elias could then say a word, Dean Ambrose's music hits, and then Dean Ambrose comes out to the ring. Dean goes on and then says that he feels very dangerous when he's happy. Mainly because his best friend Roman is back. And then Dean goes on and issues a rematch with Drew McIntyre, but this time it will be under no disqualifications. And then Elias goes on and then tries to get Dean out of here. And then Elias goes on and then says that he was about to sing about how much he loves the city of Atlanta. And then Elias then goes on saying that hosting the Super Bowl is one thing, but winning it is a whole different story. So then Dean goes on and says that he was given a suggestion of songs for Elias to play. He then listed off some famous songs like Another One Bites the Dust or We Will Rock You or Thunderstruck. And then Dean asked if he could play Dirty Deeds. So then Elias goes to strike up Dean with a guitar. Dean avoids. Dean then hits the Dirty Deeds on Elias, and Dean stands tall. Don't worry, Dean Ambrose will be back later on in the night. So next up, we get a women's tag team match. We get Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan of the Riott Squad. Highlights of the match. Sarah's double leg takedown was very well done. Ronda and Natalya's double team standing suplex was very well done. Ruby's STO was pretty good, along with Natalya's springboard drop. Ronda and Natalya's flying elbow from the heart attack position, very well done. Sarah's standing elbow drop to prevent a tag, well done. Sarah's modified cloverleaf submission was pretty good too. Ronda's 3 judo tosses were good too, along with her pump knee. Ronda almost overshot the pump knee and went almost over Sarah's head. So Ronda's got to work on that accuracy. But continuing on, Natalya's discus clothesline was good, which leads to the match ending. Ronda hits the Piper's Pit on Sarah Logan. But as Ronda's about to go for the armbar, Becky Lynch would come out through the crowd. She'd get right through security, and she attacked Natalya with a crutch, forcing the DQ. So Ronda and Natalya were going to win this match regardless. So then after the match, Becky continues to attack Natalya for post-match assault. Ronda then goes to go after Becky, and then all the security guards coming to separate Ronda and Becky. And then the police had to come in. They escort Becky out of the arena onto the stage and then handcuff Becky and then walk her out to the police car and drive away in it. So then Ronda gets back in the ring, and then Ronda demands that Vince comes out. Oh, Ronda wants the big boss. She wants the boss. So instead of Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon's music hits. Stephanie comes out to the ring. So Ronda goes on and then says that she wants Becky to be reinstated. Steph goes on and then says that Becky is arrested. And then Ronda goes on and then demands that for Steph and the McMahons to drop the charges and reinstate her. And then Steph says that Ronda's opponent at Mania is still Charlotte Flair. And then Steph said instead of road to WrestleMania, Becky Lynch is now on the road to jail. And then Ronda says, do what's best for business. And then Ronda proposes a triple threat match between Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte at WrestleMania. The match everybody wants and what Ronda wants. Steph goes on and then says hard no. Well, so much for listening to fans and saying the fans are authority. I've always known the McMahons were full of shit. So then Ronda demands that Becky be reinstated, and then Steph says, who the hell are you? I'm your boss, you work for me. Then Ronda goes on saying no one owns her. And Ronda says that she wants to face the best of the best and not the chosen ones. And then Ronda says that the belt means nothing now, with Stephanie refusing to give Ronda what she wants. And then says that the belt is just a glamoured accessory that's not her style. I mean, Ronda's not wrong. The belt is worthless. It's about worth as much as a replica belt like that one there. Like, what else do you want to say? Like, when you have your champions losing on the goddamn road to WrestleMania, making them look like shit and making them look as weak as possible. Especially giving the titles, and in some cases, the talentless fucks. At the same time, you also have them going goddamn annoying games of hot potato, which raises the question, what was the point of putting the belt on that guy if they weren't even going to hold it long? To where by the time we get to like a third title change, it doesn't mean anything. It's like, hey, we have a title change. Hey, we have a title change. Hey, we have a title change. Like, Ronda's not wrong. The belts fucking mean nothing these days. And WWE has done next to nothing to fix that problem. Like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the women's tag titles get put into a game of hot potato. And really, WWE cannot afford that shit right now, especially when it's a new title. And it also doesn't help matters when you have a Universal title that's being held by a goddamn part-timer. So yeah, must I go on with this point? So then Ronda says that Vince is the man, Vince makes the hard decisions. Then Ronda goes on and says that it's time for Vince to make the right decision. So then Ronda goes, she leaves the Raw Women's title at Stephanie's feet, and then she walks right out of the ring. And all the way to the backstage area. We come back for commercial break. Stephanie, of course, is carrying the women's title backstage with her as Triple H confronts Stephanie. Because they gotta get ready for Ric Flairs' birthday party celebration. We'll get to that later. But meanwhile, we get into the ring with Jobber Mahal with the pussy-ass Singh brothers. So we have Jobber Mahal in the ring. Jobber Mahal! Damn, I haven't done this voice in a while. Jobber Mahal! There's a lot of talk about Ric Flair's birthday party. Jobber Mahal! What has Ric Flair accomplished? You wanna know what he's accomplished, dumbass? Like, bitch, you blind. Let me name some accomplishments. Ric Flair, 5-time United States champion. 16-time world champion. 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. He's accomplished a way lot more than yo bitch ass. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Jobber Mahal! I wasn't invited to Rick's party! Oh, look, so you're jealous now. Whoopee. Jobber Mahal! You can't have party without modern-day Maharaja! Oh, we can have a party without the Trasharaja. Just watch, bitch. Jobber Mahal! I challenge anyone that was invited to Rick's party to a one-on-one match! Jobber Mahal! As far as I'm concerned, party's over. Shut the fuck up, Jobber. You don't got that kind of authority. Shut up. So then Kurt Angle's music hits. Kurt Angle comes out to accept Jobber Mahal's challenge. So to the match, highlights and Jobber Mahal fails in the match. Jobber's shoulder tackle looked like shit. Jobber's strikes looked fake as fuck. Jobber Mahal's head toss followed by a headlock looked like crap. Jobber Mahal's selling throughout the match looked like crap too. Kurt's 4 German suplexes were very well done along with his drop toe hold. Kurt Angle would then go and clear the Singh brothers off the apron. Leads to the match ending. Kurt Angle walks in the ankle lock on that fake ass piece of shit Jobber Mahal. Kurt makes the fake bitch tap out for the win. Thank you, Kurt. I'm surprised he didn't just fucking break his ankle and just take him out of action. You would have been doing us all a massive favor. But sadly, we can't have nice things like that. So then after the match, the Singh brothers attempt to attack Kurt Angle for post-match assault. Kurt then goes and hits both Singh brothers with a German suplex, 1 to each, and Kurt stands tall. So then after that, we then get a Moment of Bliss segment with Alexa Bliss. And of course, in this episode of Moment of Bliss, our special guest is the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor. So then Alexa goes on and then says that the title covers Finn's abs. Alexa, I think you mean something else other than abs. But you can't say it because Monday Night Raw is a PG show. So then Alexa says that if Finn shows her his abs, before Alexa could say what she'll show Finn in return, Leo Rush's music hits and Leo Rush comes out. I think we all know what Alexa said she was going to show. But of course she couldn't say it or show it, because Monday Night Raw is a PG show. And as of September 2019, it will remain a PG show since it will be on USA Network. But don't worry, folks, SmackDown Live will become a 14A show in September when it moves to Fox. At least we know what? Yeah. Grammar. At least we know what show will be good. or at least will try to be good, and what show will be garbage. So getting back on track, Lio Rush comes out. Lio then says that the moment of bliss is a sham. Yo fucking shirt is a sham, Lio. Shut up. And then Lio goes on once again and says that Finn does not deserve to be champion. Bobby Lashley does. Lio, you literally said that shit last week. Come up with a new fucking insult, god damn it. And then Finn says that if Bobby wants a rematch, Bobby knows where to find him. Lio then goes on and says that Bobby is preparing to face Braun Strowman tonight. But Lio says that he has to go back to Bobby with the Intercontinental title. And Lio says he will pry the title out of Finn's hands and return it to Lashley. So then Finn asks if Lio is just challenging him to prove that he's better than Bobby Lashley. And then Lio says that Finn is not driving a wedge between them. So then Finn goes on and then he accepts Leo's challenge for the Intercontinental title. And then Lio says that he was not trying to challenge Finn. Then Alexa goes on and asks if Lio isn't man enough to get the job done, which prompted Lio to accept the match. Once again, Alexa Bliss helping make matches. It's fucking sad when Alexa can come up with a better insult than Lio Rush. God damn. Thank you, Alexa. You at least showed you can at least come up with some new material. Bravo. So to the Intercontinental title match. Highlights of the match. Leo's Hurricane Rana was good along with his drop kick. Finn's head toss was good along with Leo's Enziguri, followed by a drop kick. Finn's low drop kick through the bottom rope was very well done. Leo's drop kick to the knee was good too. Of course, targeting the knee, so that Finn can't do the coup de grace. Leo's Shinuki moonsault from the apron was very well done. Leo's 2 suicide dives were good too. Finn's swing blade was good. Leo's drop kick to the knee was very well done. Finn's Bowers Enziguri was good too, along with his elbow drop. Leo's spin kick and then his avalanche Hurricane Rana from the top rope was very well done. Finn's 1916 was good too. The Lead Sword match ending. Finn would hit the coup de grace on Lio Rush. Finn Balor gets the 3 count for the win and to retain the Intercontinental title. Was there ever a doubt? So then after the match, when we get back from commercial break, Lio Rush would then confront Bobby Lashley. And then Bobby then tells Lio that Lio is not better than him, and Lio needs to learn his place. So, of course, this sets up for our next matchup, Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. So, before the match, as Braun Strowman gets into the ring, Bobby Lashley would then go and attack Braun for pre-match assault. Bobby would try to get an upper hand, but Braun would use his strength to fight back. He lays a hammer fist on Bobby, throws Bobby out of the ring. Braun then lays out Bobby with a drive-by shoulder tackle and then does the same thing to Lio Rush. Braun stands tall and this match is ruled a no contest because the bell never rang. So it's a tie. Well, that was a bit of a waste of time. So next up, we have a no disqualification match. We have Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. Before the match, as Drew McIntyre is working his way down the ramp, Dean Ambrose gets out of the ring and then attacks Drew McIntyre for pre-match assault. God damn, so much pre-match assault tonight. So to the match, when they did get going, highlights in the match. Drew would grab a leather strap. His shots with the strap are very well done. Drew's spine buster was good too, along with his overhead belly to belly. Dean would then take that leather strap and then attack Drew with it. His shots with it were good. Drew's Glasgow kiss was good. Dean's drop toe hold into the steps was very well done. Elias then comes out and then smashes Dean in the back with guitar. But since it's a no disqualification match, that is still legal. Elias then throws Dean into the ring. Drew gets in the ring. Drew hits the Claymore kick on Dean. Drew gets the 3 count for the win. So a bit of a quick match. So then after the match, Baron Corbin's music hits. Baron Corbin comes out along with Bobby Lashley. So then Elias goes with them. And all four get in the ring with Drew. And all four of them attack Dean for post-match assault. Baron goes, he hits a chokeslam on Dean. Bobby then hits a spear on Dean. And then Seth Rollins' music hits. Seth Rollins walks out with a steel chair in hand. And then Boring Fuckface's music hits, and Boring Fuckface comes out. And this time when Roman came out, the cheers weren't as loud as they were at the start of the show. Man, that escalated quickly. So Seth and Roman come out. Seth would lay out Baron and Elias with the chair. Roman would then go and hit 3 stupid mans on Bobby Lashley and Drew and Elias. Roman would then go and hit the spear on Drew McIntyre. Roman and Seth then stand tall on the stage as Dean Ambrose gets to his feet. Potential Shield reunion in the future coming? We'll have to wait and see. So next up, we get to our main event. We get one half of the women's tag team champions, Bayley, against Nia Jax. Highlights of the match: Nia's headbutt was meh. I mean, it's Nia Jax. Bayley's hip toss is very impressive. It's impressive that she was able to hip toss someone Nia Jax's size. God damn. Nia's shoulder tackle was meh. Her Beal was actually pretty decent. Bayley's jawbreaker was good along with her missile drop kick. Nia's power slam into the corner was okay. Matt Jennings, no. Sasha would clear out Tamina Snuka ringside. Bayley would go and hit the elbow drop on Nia Jax. Bayley gets the 3 count for the win. So Bayley and Sasha build momentum because at Fastlane, Bayley and Sasha will defend the tag titles against Nia Jax and Tamina in a couple short weeks. I think it's like 2 weeks from now is Fastlane. So yeah, no rest. We got another pay-per-view coming in a few weeks. And don't worry, Fastlane is the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania. But of course, we ain't done yet. Because next up to end the show, we have Ric Flair's 70th birthday celebration. So we have the whole entire Raw roster on the stage. So once the roster's on the stage, Triple H and Stephanie's music hits. Both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon come out. Triple H then goes on, says that things get amped up on the road to WrestleMania. You know, with tonight's no exception, with Roman coming back from leukemia. Becky once again getting herself arrested. Ronda leaving the Raw Women's title in the ring. And of course, Triple H then goes on and says, tonight, we celebrate Ric Flair's 70th birthday. So Stephanie then goes on and introduces 4 special guests that have had history with Ric Flair in the past to help celebrate Ric Flair's birthday. Because they have a giant cake in the ring. Yes, a giant cake. That's what everybody likes, is cake. So these guests are, of course, the soon-to-be 2-time Hall of Famer, HBK Shawn Michaels. We also have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. We also have Kurt Angle, so Kurt is back after his impressive win over Trash Mahal. And of course, the final guest to come out is Sting. No, not the musician. That Sting. The wrestler Sting. The one I met back in 2017. That one. So then Triple H goes on and then says Ric Flair's saying, I actually forget most of it. I know it's like kiss stealing, jet flying, dealing wheeling, son of a gun. Sorry, I don't know much to the saying. I'll have to research it again. I know I'm a bad person. Boo me. Boo. But continuing on, Triple H then goes on and plays the Ric Flair video package of all the great highlights that Ric Flair's had throughout his illustrious career. So then Steph goes on and reveals a custom heavyweight belt just for Ric Flair, mainly designed Ric Flair won the World Heavyweight title. For anyone that's wondering, it is... Can I get the finger on it? There. It is that title, the one I have here on my photo when I met Ric Flair last June in Niagara Falls. So then, of course, Triple H then goes to introduce and welcome out Ric Flair. Ric Flair's music hits, but Ric Flair doesn't come out. So then a camera goes backstage, and then we see Batista backstage going right into Ric Flair's locker room. We then hear some noises going on in there, and then Batista opens the door and drags Ric Flair's body out of it. So Batista went and attacked Ric Flair in his locker room. So I guess this means that in Batista's return, he's once again a heel. Maybe this time Dave... Yes, I'm referring to Batista by his real name, Dave. Like, for fuck's sakes, if you don't know what Batista's real name is, you all need to get a life. Like, you all should know who Batista is. He's the guy, he was Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. And Avengers Infinity War. That guy. You know, the big muscular guy that wears no shirt in that Guardians of the Galaxy crew. You know, the one that starred with Chris Pratt? And that Zoe Saldana chick? And all them other guys, you know, the Tree Groot and that Raccoon Rocket? But come on, folks. Do you watch anything other than wrestling? But come on. I'm trying to help you out here. So Batista drags Ric Flair out of the locker room. Batista then asks for a camera in his head right at him. And then Batista asks if he has Triple H's attention. So then Triple H goes, he gets out of the ring, and he runs all the way to the backstage area to Ric Flair's aid. But Batista is nowhere to be seen. So then the medics come to attend to Ric Flair's aid. And that's how we end Raw. Really interesting ending, and we get the return of Batista. Again. Man, I didn't actually think Batista would come back after he was fucked over in his last run back in 2014. Mainly that last run was just so Batista could promote Guardians of the Galaxy. From what I heard, this run is actually supposed to be longer, and this is supposed to set up to have Batista into the Hall of Fame in 2020. So yeah, other than that ending, it was not that good of a show. You know, but just because, you know, Roman came back tonight, just because of Roman coming back tonight, I'll give Raw a 5 out of 10. I will give it a 5 out of 10 just because Roman came back. Just for all you Roman fans, okay? That a fair deal? I think that's a fair deal, 5 out of 10. So yeah, that's where we'll end it there. And of course, before we end this off, we have some WWE releases we gotta talk about. That was announced last week. So the first release we have is Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger, he's just an example of a great talent that was poorly booked and misused by WWE. He had potential, but WWE managed to piss it away. But odds are, Ty Dillinger's going to be a star in another company. I wish him the best of luck. Where do I see him most likely ending up? Probably AEW. Because everyone wants to jump ship to AEW. And their first show is coming up in a few weeks. I know they're going to be part of WrestleMania weekend. The next release we have is Hideo Itami. Now, this one I could see coming because Hideo Itami has been injury-prone his entire career. Like, every time they try and give him a push, he ends up finding a way to get himself injured. Whether it be leg, arm, back, neck, whatever it may be, or shoulder. He finds a way to injure himself and can't stay healthy long-term. So, like, if he can't stay healthy, there's no point of him staying. And the final release we have is TJ Perkins. Now, TJ Perkins, he's a great talent. It's just that in WWE's future plans, they have no plans for TJP. And there's no use keeping him if they have no plans for him. Instead of just having him waste roster space, because, you know, they want to try and get the ratings high at all costs. So TJ Perkins is going to be a star. I imagine he'll be going to AEW also. But yeah, those are the 3 releases that have just happened last week. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, folks. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out.